All right. Hello and good morning, Lindsay. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for asking. Excited to chat with you this morning here. But if you don't mind, let's just jump into the interview. Tell me a little bit about Lindsay and your professional experience.
Well, I've been working in solid waste for it's been a little over 15 years, I think, at this point. I worked for Hillsborough County in their solid waste department for about 12 years. I was working in their scale houses, so I was weighing the trucks in and out, doing cashiering duties, and customer service for drivers or just the general public that would come in, different commercial accounts we had, just making sure I had the right codes for the materials and just making sure everything ran smoothly there on the for the solid waste facilities. I then moved to dispatching with FCC Environmental, and I did that for about 9 months, and just kind of got into the logistics side of solid waste, which I found really interesting, and just supporting the drivers and my supervisor, and routing and scheduling for is the roll off trucks that I was working with, so on the commercial side, and just scheduling, printing out the routes on paper for them. We'd also have them on tablets for them, and just any customer issues if they didn't get their garbage picked up, or their can didn't get delivered on time or to the right place, anything like that would be on me to resolve.
That's incredible. And thank you for sharing that with me, Lindsay. Now, you've worked for some time in the logistics field. So what is it that keeps you in that industry?
Well, I just think it's like when your garbage doesn't get picked up, it's a major issue, especially for businesses, but even for residents too.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like, I think, to most people, they don't think much about it because it gets picked up. You don't really think about it, but it is a major issue when these problems arise. And I like to serve people. I like to help people. And it gives me that sense of fulfillment that I'm doing something that's, kind of key to keeping Tampa Bay beautiful and helping
That's right.
people. And I like working with people and customer service, the public or customers. So it kind of fills that role.
Absolutely. And I agree because I actually used to be in logistics myself too. And it's definitely a fulfilling industry. Now, it's not the easiest industry every day. It's something new. You're communicating with new people, but definitely is fulfilling. And I can see to where, having, like you said, you like to serve people, having a servant's heart in that particular industry takes you far. And so, I mean, that's why I'm excited to chat with you in reference to your experience. So, you mentioned a little bit about your experience over at Hillsborough County and being in that scale house attendant role. You were there for many years. What was it about? Was it about 8 years or so that you were there?
I think 12,
About 12 years.
12 years. It was 2011 to 2023.
Oh, yep. My math is terrible. So about 12 years. Um, so what was it about that role that ultimately kept you there for that tenure?
Well, I enjoyed my coworkers. I enjoyed, not always positive interactions with the public, but most of the time it was just nice people. And I learned a lot about how they process, the waste, and it was never something I expected to get into. When I graduated high school, I didn't think I was going to get into solid waste, but once I got into it, I found it interesting. It's kind of everything has to work together. It's kind of like a little microcosm, kind of, everything has to work together for it to all be, for it
That's to work
to work,
ultimately, right?
for it to
That's
all
great.
keep things nice and tidy.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I was very impressed by your tenure at that position and all everything that you've done at that role. So thank you for sharing that with me. As far as system usage, tell me a little bit about some systems that you've used, familiar with using. It can go up to, those small client-based systems, or even that general Google, Microsoft systems.
Definitely familiar with Outlook. I've I've worked a lot with Excel. I want to learn a little bit more to, because I can do some formulas, but I wouldn't say, proficient, but
Sure.
something that I kind of play around with sometimes at different roles I've had, and kind of learned on my own some things about Excel. I know when I was with FCC as a dispatcher, we used NWIS to track tonnage and to bill the customers. We also used Third Eye
Okay.
to track them to see where they went on their routes to make sure they're getting there and what time they got there to confirm with customers. I was trying to remember what routing software we used, but it's been a while and I just could not
Yeah.
remember the name of it. But we did have a routing software that we used as well, to hook up to the tablets for the drivers. And just Google, whatever, I consider myself to be fairly proficient with computers and technology and things. And I can also solo learn on my own, things if I need to. I'm very okay with that.
Amazing. That sounds great to me. And thank you again for sharing your proficiency with or usage with systems. Now, as far as we know you're looking for a new role. So ultimately, what does the ideal role look like for you?
I would like to, I'm interested in the logistics side of things, but I just want to learn as much as I can because, I'd be interested in a different role in the future on that side of solid waste. I really want a company that I can learn things with and that's open to training for, other aspects of the job, to, help collaborate. And so I can just learn and grow with the company and, just investing in them and them investing in me, and we can all benefit.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing. Now, as far as starting a new position, how soon were you looking to start?
I would like to give my company a 2 weeks notice, the one I'm employed with now, because it's a 24-hour operation, and I think they'd be a little strapped for, for staff if I didn't, give them that
Yeah.
that
Courtesy, at least.
yeah. So I wanted to do that. I'm not sure if they don't need it, then I could start sooner than that, but I just wanted to give them that option.
Yeah, no worries at all. I did jot it down. You need that 2 week notice. So thank you again for that. But ultimately, I want to thank you for the time that you spent with me this morning, Lindsey. It's been a pleasure. I do want to go ahead and stop the recording here, but if you don't mind staying on the line with me so we can chat.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.